what? We are getting firsthand information from FEMA and the SBA as to how things are changing so quickly as far as getting resources to people that need them, that have been affected by the fires. We, of course, Michael Hart with FEMA is here. Jeff Lusk with the SBA, along with Corey Williams and Anita Steenson, giving us some great information. When it comes to FEMA, we were talking about how you need all these documents replaced. Mr. Hart, Michael Hart, you were saying this is a great place to go to those centers to get those documents.
That's exactly right. The recovery centers is more than 60 state and local agencies in there. So you need a new passport. That agency's there. Driver's license. Maybe you need insurance paperwork. There's agencies right there, so you're not running around town, building to building. You're not jumping on a bunch of different websites. It's all right there, one stop.
Okay, very good. Okay, so we were talking earlier. I was saying FEMA.gov. You were saying disasterassistance.gov. They're the same thing. So if you went to FEMA.gov, it's going to tell you that you're going to apply for assistance. And when you click it, it will send you to
disasterassistance.gov.
Okay, very good. Okay, so if you did go to FEMA.gov and you click that thing, you are okay. It sent you to where you needed to go. Okay, very good. Very good. We don't want everybody freaking out like, oh my goodness.
Not at all.
Okay, very good. Okay, so when it goes to GoFundMe with FEMA, you guys don't, what did you say? How did you put it last time? Replace funds for...
So the thing with FEMA, by law, we cannot duplicate benefits that a homeowner or an individual receives from any other agency or any other entity. That's including crowdfunding of any source.
Okay.
But I will say this, we do not check crowdfunding to determine eligibility.
Okay. You're not going to hunt us. You're not going to check, start searching, put a APB out. You're not going to look. You're not looking.
I'm not in the APB business,
but
I get what you're saying. Those are your words. All I'm saying is we are not checking crowdfunding sources.
Okay. You don't have a special department that's searching that. Okay, very good. Gotcha.
Trying to box me in there.
But now with the SBA, you guys could care less.
Yeah, it's... To us, crowdfunding sources and GoFundMe they're your neighbors, your friends, your church members. They're reaching out to help you, and they're providing assistance, just like your cousin lending you money or whatnot. So we're dealing with people's uninsured losses. We're dealing with trying to fund your recovery. So the GoFundMe, things like that, we don't take that into account.
There's been a lot of talk about in Altadena about investors coming in, trying to take over land for folks that may feel like they don't want to build back there or they can't afford to build back. And the people that we have in studio are not going to comment on this. But I am going to say that if you are trying to rebuild and maybe you didn't have the insurance or you don't think you have the funding, this is a great opportunity to get a loan at a very low interest rate so you can maintain your property. You can hold on to your property. You can rebuild. You can restore. So many generations there in that affected by that Eaton fire that are trying to figure it all out. And I'm so glad there are organizations that are going to try to assist in that, because we do want to hold on to that land. We do want to hold on and let this be our kids' land. So this is a wonderful opportunity. It may not be the best situation for some, but that may be that one person's like, you know what, I can afford this loan at this interest rate so I can rebuild.
Exactly. And keeping in mind, taking advantage of that zero interest accrual for a whole year, as well as that 12-month no payment. It's so vital to make sure we keep the continuity of the community, whether you're a business owner, homeowner, renter, nonprofit. That's why we have these federal government programs in place so we don't lose our homes to investors and different things like that.
There's no neighborhood without your neighbors.
Yeah. I love it. FEMA, SBA coming together to make it all happen. You were sharing a little bit about rebranding. What does that mean by that?
Well, I think when you hear the Small Business Administration, homeowners and renters aren't going to know that they can borrow money from us. They're just going to think that, SBA is all about business. But in fact, in times of disaster, we have this authority to lend to homeowners and renters as well as businesses. So one of the reasons we wanted to come to you today and try to be in the neighborhood and work through all these centers and through all the local organizations that we do is to make sure that folks know we're here to serve homeowners, renters, and businesses, and even nonprofit organizations to try to piece this recovery together and keep people going.
Building codes, you were saying folks come in and they're trying to build and reestablish. Things change when they have to, maybe this business has been there 25 years and the codes were a certain way there. Now they got to meet these new codes. You guys help them in that?
Sure. A lot of people's insurance will say that they can cover code upgrades. Some will say they don't. And when you're in a loan process with us, we will work with you to cover that uninsured loss and that restoration according to building code. We will also lend you additional money, up to 20% of what we've given you for physical losses, to even go beyond those building codes. And maybe you want to invest in your children's future or keep that business resilient. Maybe the local government says put asphalt shingles in. We can help you get a metal roof instead. So talk to us.
When it comes to these areas with wildfires and things like that, a lot of people have got new situations, right? There's all kind of new equipment now to put on your house so you aren't affected. I've been seeing the sprinklers that are now everybody's talking about. Would that be an upgrade that you guys would be considering when it comes to?
That would be. Yeah. And that's the thing. Our processing center will make that final call on any kind of mitigative measure. So the one thing they always say is that whenever someone gets approved, present that plan for mitigation to the case manager. Let them make that evaluation, because we're not going to make any eligibility determinations here in the field. But most of the time, our case managers at our processing center in Fort Worth will be more than happy to evaluate the plan and let you know all the different mitigative measures that you're approved for.
Recovery, rebuilding, that's what we're doing. FEMA and SBA here in studio at KJLH.